3 6 Mafia was in the news. Apparently, there's a group that they've worked with from a production standpoint, rapper standpoint, from New Orleans, that they are suing for copyright infringement. And in the documents from June 25th that were obtained by 𝗀𝗱𝗱, the site learned that 3 6 Mafia has filed copyright infringement against New Orleans-based group SuicideBoys, who I'm not familiar with. The suit alleges that the group illegally sampled and stole about 35 tracks belonging to Academy Award-winning group. 3 6 Mafia's attorneys claim the SuicideBoys illegally used elements from their songs Mask and the Glock, probably Jay Moore's favorite, Mafia niggas, that's probably Terry's favorite, Smoked Out, Loked Out, that's Loans, for tracks entitled Mask, the Glock, Smoked Out, Loked Out, and Break the Law 2K16. That's probably Spoolz' favorite. Yeah, I'm
bunch
terrified.
Of music Mike is scared of.
But each of the younger group's tracks feature the same instrumental as their 3 6 Mafia counterparts. So, if I read the article correctly, it's $6.4 million they're being sued for. That's a lot of bread for a copyright infringement. But 35 tracks is also a lot.
It's $6 million copyright lawsuit.
Oh, $6 million. Okay, so $6 million copyright lawsuit, 35 tracks. And Lone, you said something as well about Jay Dilla. Wasn't there something else that previously happened as well?
Well, further on the 3 6 Mafia thing, which is interesting, is that the SuicideBoys deny that they actually sampled any of the songs. And they also claim that and they also claim that Juicy J and DJ Paul don't even own the copyrights for most of the songs that they're accused of stealing from. So that's a very interesting back and forth claim right there. So I just thought it was an interesting thing for the simple fact that copyright stuff we've been talking about, that side of the music business a little bit for the last few episodes, but it says, even in this article too, it says, according to the documents, an associate of DJ Paul once offered the younger group $500 per show to open for Paul, and they rejected the opportunity. And so it's like some weird back and forth blood between the two groups is what it seems like, and then they're just making it legal. But yeah, I don't know. I would be curious to see. I
think 666 actually worked with the SuicideBoys on some things in the past.
That's what I'm thinking.
Terry, are the SuicideBoys, is that like a production group, or is that like production and rap? That's the part I'm a little shaky on. I don't know what they're. Oh, it's just a rap group. Okay.
I think it's just a rap group. But I mean, for them to say that they didn't steal, some of the titles of their songs are the exact same titles. The 3 6 songs. So I mean that's just stupid.
Think about that though, man. Like 35 records though. That's a huge claim, man. 35 records? Like
I can believe it. I mean, in today's time and internet age, is like these kids think, and I don't even know if the SuicideBoys are kids, but there was something that just came up from a TikTok chick that literally took Ashanti's Foolish song.
I saw that.
Did it, bought it her own, even has merch and everything going out. Then when people called her out on it, now she's calling it a cover song. You don't go that far to make a cover song. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, you said she title. You said she released merch with it?
Yeah, she's got merch and everything. And that's kind of similar to what the SuicideBoys are doing, because they're sampling songs and they're naming the songs the exact same titles and saying that they're not sampling, not using their song. So, I mean, this sounds legit to me.
It might be.
It's not that often that you see a claim where somebody says 35 songs in a copyright. Like, that's a lot of music, bro. That's a lot of music when you think about it. I think Lone has a screen share here. Let me see what's going on.
It's the SuicideBoys.
It's the SuicideBoys. Okay.
That is them. I had no idea who they were either, but that is them. I saw that thing about Ashanti too. I wondered if, because I think the girl is only like 14 or 15, and that I don't know if you guys. Yeah, she's mad young. It's like she did a cover of it, but she kind of made it. I don't know. At first, I was like, "Oh wow, she stole it," and then I kind of watched it a little bit more. I was like, "Oh, it just sounds like it's a cover."
You know what, man?
It's a whole nother beat. It's a whole nother beat. She's got a video to it. If you're doing a cover song, I mean, generally you see somebody sitting there acoustic guitar, or they just sitting in front of the computer singing the song. Like that's pretty much how like Justin Bieber got on.
But TikTok's kind of changed the game a little bit, though. You know,
I can see that, but in the same token, you can't say I got a new song coming out, foolish, and then the lyrics are the exact same as a Shanti song, and you got a whole music video, and merch to go with it. That's a little extra for a cover.
It sounds like she's just ignorant, is what it sounds like. It's ignorant. Like it just sounds like she don't know better, but maybe she does. I don't know. She absolutely could. I mean, still a kid, but
somebody knew.
See, that's the thing. She's a kid. Like I didn't realize. I'm completely late to the party as it relates to the power of TikTok when it relates to the music business. Like I was asleep on how, I'm used to YouTube and kids getting popular on YouTubes and getting 1 million views, and next thing you know, somebody wants to sign them. That I'm not new to that, but TikTok artists, quote unquote, that one kind of threw me back a little bit. I'm like, people really out here getting careers and might span a year or 6 to 8 months based off TikTok. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was that powerful.
She doesn't
influence standpoint. Yeah, like
Shanti song ain't nothing where you got to have a lot of range, but
see, here you go. See, you couldn't help
that's not a jab. I mean, that's just being honest, and she couldn't even hit that. So,
he's still fine though. I don't know about the range.
Jay Moore, what you think? We can agree with that.
There you go. Hey, Moore, what you think about the 35 joints, man? Crazy, outlandish, ridiculous. Talk to me, man.
I don't think it's ridiculous. I mean, there are people, people are sampling the sample of the sample. And if you're in a position where
that's a bar right there.
But at the same time, if you're, if you dig deep into people's Pro Tools files and you start to really deconstruct this whole thing, you see, oh, wait a minute, that's especially if you start using vocal samples. See, that's the thing. Some people are cool with it if you want to scratch their name or you want to throw this in there. But if you are using whole hooks, you got to come off some of that songwriting. You got to come off some of that publishing. That's just the way it is. You can be heavily influenced by somebody, but once it gets to a point where you are actually interpolating something and you're not paying for that interpolation, that's stealing. And if you're stealing part of my intellectual property and you're streaming it and you're gaining some sort of profit, and maybe you were able to broker a specific deal based on my intellectual property, then you got to break bread. Once again, talking about lawyers, just going back to what we were speaking with the Dr. Dre and his wife.
Yeah.
Maybe you got to start high. Like if I need $5, I'm not going and I'm not going to ask you for $5. I'm going to ask you for 15. So, because if we work our way down to $5, that's what I wanted initially. It's the same thing whenever same thing. I'll just be honest. I've sold several cars on Craigslist, and I always post them for like I'm thinking, okay, I'm probably get about $500 out of this car. So I posted for $850. So when the person says, you know what, can we do $650? I'll be like, oh man, you drive a hard bargain, but sold. And I do the same thing when I go buy a car. I it's listed at $1,800, and I say I got $1,500 for you cash money right now. If you just want this car out of your driveway and you got bills to pay, you're going to take that $1,500. So there's a skill to negotiation when it comes down to all of this. And that's why I think these numbers start out so high, because eventually, something's going to happen and we're going to find out that they settled with the members of 3-6 Mafia, and it's going to be undisclosed terms, which means they didn't get the $6.5 million, but they did get something.
They'll end up with some bread. I don't know about that price, but they probably going to end up with some bread.
Yep. Probably so.
Written rule in music business that if you sample something, that the other artist is going to get paid for it. I mean, Beyonce had to not only give Soulja Boy a writing credit, also got a Grammy off her using one of his lines. You know what I'm saying, in a song.
Yeah.
That's just common knowledge that if you're really stealing, blatantly stealing like that, or borrowing, then there should have been a contract in place to protect you and your brand.
If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure to join our live show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/bringingdowntheband and join our private Discord community with talks on hip hop, music, news, and everything else. Links in the description below.